Welcome back to another episode of Productview. On today's episode, we're broadcasting live from Westchester, California via Beyond Vegan Cafe. And we have a special guest, and his name is Mr. Cameron Moore. Thanks
Thank you,
for
brother.
being on today.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you for being available. So, as always, the purpose of this show is to give entrepreneurs an opportunity to tell the origin story of their brand. So, we're going to get right to it right now. All right, Cameron, I want you to take us back to the beginning
Wow,
when
the
it
beginning.
first started.
All right. I think this is something that was a long time coming, man. I had it was kind of in my blood. It was in my roots to embrace a healthier lifestyle.
Okay.
I had a family member, one in particular, a great aunt that was into a natural and holistic lifestyle, even as I was a child.
Okay.
And man, she would come around and just kind of like planting seeds, just talking about what a healthy lifestyle looked like, and introducing me to concepts like we should be keeping our digestive system flushed out. We should not be eating white stuff, white bread,
Gotcha.
white pasta, stuff like that.
The bleach stuff.
The bleach stuff,
Right.
exactly, and really pushing a more holistic, whole food lifestyle and staying away. But she was definitely, suggesting that we move towards a vegan lifestyle.
Okay.
Even then, and I was probably 10 years old at that time.
Oh, so this got started when you were young.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And so she was an herbalist also, and she introduced me to herbs and their ability to maintain and heal the body. So I was exposed to a lot of that stuff early on, and I think that throughout all my travels and all my time, those things really stuck with me.
Okay.
I had that as a foundation. You know, I did a whole lot of other stuff that went away from that, right? But at least I had that as a foundation, and I never forgot those things.
Gotcha.
And as life went on, I continued to build on those things. I continued to build on those things, and as time went, I continued to refine my diet. But there were still a lot of crazy other things I was involved in, man, that were not in line with a healthier lifestyle.
Gotcha.
And maybe 10, 12 years ago, 10,
Okay.
11 years ago, I had the fortune of crossing paths and meeting a man named Dr. Sebi.
Oh, nice. I know Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, man. Awesome individual, beautiful man. His name will probably forever ring bells in
I
our
agree.
community, man.
I agree.
Exposed us to a lot of knowledge, a lot of information.
By
And
law,
really-
too.
Huh?
By law, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
By the
really,
court of law.
and just he just kind of spoke our language, right? And
Mhm.
and being able to bring that information to our community. It wasn't information that wasn't known. There were some things
Right.
that he built on, some foundations and principles that he built on. But just to be able to speak to our community was so important. And I had the good fortune of meeting him at a time where I think I was ready for a change. I was in the middle of having a really unhealthy run at life, man.
Okay.
You know, I'd gotten huge, more than 350 pounds. I was smoking cigarettes.
Mm.
I was drinking real heavy, and I had a new baby on the way.
Okay.
And I was just like, man,
Things was getting serious.
yeah. I'm like, I want to do better. Like,
Okay.
I want to get on a trajectory, man, and be able to show my little girl something better.
Nice.
And so over this time, Sebi and I began to build a rapport. I got to spend a good amount of time with them,
Okay.
and he shared a lot of information with me. And it was one of those things where I already had a science background. Like I
So it
was
made
always,
sense.
yeah. And so I could really understand when he was talking about these things. I could understand the chemical reactions that were actually happening behind the scenes. and I could see like why this made sense and why this would work. And at a certain point, I decided to start making some changes in my own life.
Hmm.
And through making those changes, I found purpose, man. I figured out what it was that I was going to do
Okay.
with the rest of my days on this planet. And I figured out that I wanted to help people transition into a healthier lifestyle. I wanted to make, I wanted to give people access to good information and access to products and services that they need to really take control of their health.
Got you.
And that's what I've been doing ever since. And that's how this thing started, man. I cut my teeth, so they say. I started out selling herbs in the Baldwin Crenshaw Mall.
Okay.
You from LA,
oh
right?
yeah, oh yeah,
So
oh
you
yeah.
know what,
I know
you
exactly
know
what
that
you're talking
is.
about.
Some of the folks out there
Instant
might not
man,
know.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's out there in that part of town selling something.
Yeah, and it's wild over there. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? It's wild. For people who don't.
It can get real tense.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna save all my people. And I realized really quickly that we all wasn't looking for that type of saving,
Yes.
and that we all weren't interested in a healthier lifestyle. And I came to understand that if this was going to be my mission, that I'd have to change my approach. I would have to begin to understand some different things. And what I began to understand is that we're sick here first.
Yeah. Begins in the mind, right?
The mentality, man, the mentality. We place very little value on the inside.
Yes, 100%.
We love to dress this thing up and look a certain type of way. Hair done, nails done, driving good, nice kicks.
Right.
And man,
Right.
we are not paying attention to what's going on. You add on top of that the influence. It's like, man, everywhere you turn, it's like they're giving us images of what we should be eating and how we should be eating and partying and a good time. And that's cool.
It's always a commercial showing you something.
Man, and it's like not the real thing. It's not the good thing. And it's evident in what it's doing in our community. It's evident in what it's doing to ourselves as individuals. Everybody's messed up. Our aunties, our cousins, our moms, our dads, even the kids. So yeah, that's where I started out selling herbs in the Baldwin Crenshaw Mall, and very quickly, I realized that there was a disconnect.
Okay.
Because people would come and they get their herbs and they loved the herbs, the formulas were good, and I would hand them a copy of the nutritional guide, the same nutritional guide that Dr. Sebi put together after studying foods and having them sent off to independent laboratories, figuring out what they were. And almost every time people would say, man, I wasn't able to stick to that nutrition guide. Like, some of that stuff I ain't never even heard of, bro. I wasn't able to do it.
Okay.
And I had a few people that were like, hey, maybe, you could fix the food for me. It's like, your food always looks really good. I would eat that. Maybe you could make a little extra. I could pay you for it, and we could do it like that. I did not want to do that. I didn't. I'm like, what is this?
You had no intention to be a chef of any type.
Yeah, it's like I cooked the food that I liked. I never thought about like I'm gonna be making food for the masses. Mm-hmm. And so, but what I did, I understood that I had an opportunity.
Yes.
An opportunity for proof of concept. An opportunity to say, hey, if I could control the herbs that people were taking,
yeah,
and I could control the food that people were eating,
yeah, I
had a great chance of getting them the results they were looking for, no matter what it was.
I agree.
And it's just like we closed the loop.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we did, man. I started out with just a couple clients, and exactly what I thought would happen happened. People started to get amazing results, man.
Nice.
And fast forward, here we go.
Here we are.
We got a cafe. We ship these meals nationwide. We got a full line of cold pressed juices, full line of herbal and nutritional supplements, and it has really become a hub, a community for people who believe that food is medicine, for people
Yes.
who believe that the body
Yes.
has its ability to heal itself, people who believe that transitioning into a healthier lifestyle is a good thing.
All right. So on that note, because like I said, you went through the process of selling the herbs. That's how you got started. Kind of get your feet wet. Then people start asking you to make the food for them. It being something that you didn't want to do per se, but you still saw it as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of entrepreneurs, they at those moments, it's kind of like a make or break for a lot of them. So from your perspective at that moment in time, what were some of the things you thought about in regards to, okay, if I do this, this is what can happen if I win, or this is what can happen if I lose?
Great question. I don't know that I cared.
Mm,
I don't know that I cared about winning or losing, man, in this particular endeavor. I've been a serial entrepreneur,
okay.
right? So that was the whole way I met Sebi, because I had an entrepreneurial business. I had a water company, and he was very interested in who had this water.
Gotcha.
And I've done all types of things. And this was something that it was a little different. I don't know if I cared if I was successful in terms financially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't advise everybody to go crash out like that. I'm just saying I had experienced a lot of success young, and I just wanted something meaningful, man. And I saw
There
an
it is.
opportunity
Yeah.
to do something meaningful, and maybe I could make a living at it.
Right.
And to be
Right.
quite
Right.
honest
Right.
with you, bro, this has been hard,
Exactly.
right? So if we're talking about business building and entrepreneurial things, it's like, man, and a lot of people who've known me for years,
Mm-hmm.
they know that I have this entrepreneurial spirit. They know that I can build a business
Right.
and I could get to some money.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, man, why are you torturing yourself with this?
Right.
And I'm like, if I don't do it, who is?
To your point, it's that meaning.
The meaning.
It's
man,
bigger
absolutely.
than the money, as you said.
Absolutely.
It wasn't about necessarily financial. And what I've noticed is that when entrepreneurs can attach that why to something that's about meaning as opposed to some sort of financial reward, those are typically the businesses who prosper.
Absolutely. And so it was really about, you're right, about that why. You got to figure out your why. And it was really, it's like the part of me that loves a challenge was like, hey, this is something that's not being done. So that's number one. Let's do that.
Right.
That's not being done. And the opportunity to figure out a way to help people on a daily basis and make a living at it, man, that sounds like a dream life.
Yeah, I agree.
That sounds like a really beautiful life to me, and that is what I have sought. And I tell any and everybody, this business has failed at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I just would not quit.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wouldn't quit.
There it is.
You know, like you would not believe what I've been through, man, to even be sitting here right now in this place, still providing these services.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very appreciative. It has grown me as an entrepreneur. It has grown me as a person. And really something I realized recently is sometimes it feels thankless, like I'm just grinding and grinding. But I realize, man, we're building community.
Yeah.
Man, I got more than just customers. I got more than just clients. It's like a community. It's like family, man. And
that's very important.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So you talked about the perils of entrepreneurship, like the ups and downs. And a lot of people tend to have this belief that entrepreneurship is something that they can just easily pivot into and, overnight success, all those types of things. But as you just shared, there's ups and downs. It's an emotional roller coaster. And, it's not a matter of if you failed or if you made a mistake, but more so just not quitting.
quitting.
Just not quitting, sticking to it. So when it comes to sticking to it, obviously we have to draw inspiration from someplace. So who would you say were, some of the guides or some of the mentors or just some of the books or the courses or the resources that you dove into to kind of keep that fire going, to keep you moving forward?
Yeah, man. So I'm a lifetime student.
Okay.
Like I always am trying to learn. I'm always trying to get better. I always have felt like at every stage in our life,
Mhm.
we should be being mentored and coached,
Yes.
and we should be
Yes.
mentoring and coaching,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
At all times. And I think that's the balance. And I've had some amazing people come into my life um, and be able to, kind of give me some guidance, give me some wisdom, and offer support
Okay.
along the way. I had a mentor early on in my life. His name is Vance Nelson, and he found me when I was like maybe 14.
Go. Oh,
He
so
gave
early.
me my first job. Yeah,
Nice.
he gave me my first job,
That's what's up.
and he taught me about business. Like
Mhm.
those are some of my early introductions into business and how to conduct business and what a P&L looks like, how to control cost and figure
Really
out
the
if you're
nitty
making
gritty
money. Yeah.
on that back end. You can
Yep.
really get in that apprenticeship, and that's something interesting because when I just talk to other entrepreneurs, that's one of the things I'm starting to realize is that typically at some point early on there was tutelage, but not necessarily just on how to make a product, but more so on this is how you run a business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Most of the business principles apply across the board, whatever your product may
Exactly.
be. Um, and one of the things that was really beautiful about Vans was, and other people I've come across, man, is that integrity was a really high on the list of how we do business.
Yeah.
We do it with integrity.
Yeah.
And that's from customers to vendors to the product that you're putting out to your employees, all that stuff, man. It's just really operating with a really high level of integrity, and that was a big deal. I tell you somebody else, man, that was really influential, who I actually got the opportunity to work with.
Nice.
Like this is a person that gave me a word and gave me inspiration before I even knew him.
Okay.
And it's a guy named Les Brown. Are you familiar
Oh,
with
I know
Les
Les Brown. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
very familiar with
yeah,
Les Brown.
Les, man. Born in Liberty City.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Miami.
And I used to listen to Les like on repeat. Just I listened to him during the rough times. He would just encourage me.
It was a plum pleasing pleasure.
Oh, you already know. That's my guy,
Les
right?
Brown, baby.
So
Yes,
watch
yes,
this.
yes,
So
yes.
down the road, I'm toiling away at this business, trying to make it work. Ups and downs. And I had at a certain point, I had the opportunity to work with a lot of celebrity type folks.
Okay.
And
This was as the herbalist.
Food and
Okay.
herbs,
Okay.
both. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so I would provide them their meals, I provide them their herbs, and just put them on a program to get them, whatever results they
That
were
nutrition
looking for.
plan.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so at this one point, a coach came by and had asked me, we were sitting talking about the business and where I would like to go and what I'd like to do. And she was like, man, you've worked with this list of people already. Like, wow. It's like, is there anybody you'd like to work with that you haven't? And I was like, man, I would love to work with Les Brown.
Les Brown.
And so
Let's get it.
she was like, okay. I was like, Les has encouraged me and helped me in ways he don't even know. He don't know who I am.
Exactly.
But he has really helped me out, and I know he's got some health challenges, and I would like to help him out. Bro, do you know within 2 weeks she had me on FaceTime with Les Brown?
Nice.
Like, right there. I'm like, yo, Les.
And like you said, Les, that energy is just
and so
vitalizing.
From there, 2 weeks later,
Mm-hmm.
Les was out here in Los Angeles, came to see me, did like a little miniature boot camp.
Nice.
And we started working, man, and it was beautiful. And during that time, man, he he just poured into me. But it was one of them beautiful things where it's like an even exchange. I'm helping him, and he's pouring into me, and he shared some stuff with me, man. It was just super encouraging. You know how he is. He's the ultimate motivator.
Right, exactly.
And just
Can't
like
help but be positive.
that's it. Yeah. It's like,
you have no
he's
choice.
telling me about my worth and what it is that I do and how valuable that is to the world and so yeah, that was good, man. Sebi was a great influence also. People were like, man, you're so fortunate to have met Sebi and be able to learn about these herbs and this food and stuff. And I tell them, like, one of the biggest things you're missing is, like, yes, it's cool to learn about the herbs, it's cool to learn about nutrition, but man, some of the most awesome things he taught also or shared with me was, man, when you do this, you have to do this with a high level of integrity.
Yep.
Right.
That I word again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because people are trusting us, man. They're trusting us with their health, and they have no greater asset than that. Mm-hmm. And integrity means that, before I give someone some herbs, I must have tried them out myself.
Exactly.
I must have taken what one would consider an overdose amount before I give them any of it.
Yeah.
Right? So people are like, hey, they look at the different formulas. They're like, what do you take? I take everything.
I take everything, right?
I take it all. And I give it to my kid. You know what I mean? Like, that's integrity.
I'm practicing what I'm preaching.
Absolutely. People talking about, like, how am I going to suggest that a client fast or cleanse and detox if I haven't done it myself? I can't tell you, hey, you know what? I think you should probably do like a 7-day fast or a 7-day cleanse. If I tell you should do 7, I don't already did 60.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's integrity.
Exactly.
And so that was something that I learned from Sebi, because he'd be taking herbs that he had found and taking them like, what's that? And like, some, he's trying it out on himself first.
Right.
The other thing I learned from him was, like, when we do this, we have to do this with love. And what that means is meeting people where they're at. Right? And so I always talk about, like, our approach is approachable. Like, we're not food shaming people. We're not talking down to people. We're not on a soapbox. It's like, hey, man, there's some good, clean options available here. There's a lot of good information available here for you. And it's inviting. Like, come on, man, we got you. You don't have to be perfect. We're not looking for, it doesn't take perfection to not be, chronically or acutely ill. It just takes being mindful and a little grace, a little opportunity. Like, hey, this is a transition type of program where you can come in and get your feet wet a little bit, and hopefully that snowballs, and you want to do a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So yeah, man, those are some beautiful people, man, that came through and were very encouraging.
Good. That's actually interesting to hear that you, like you said, got an opportunity to meet some of my personally, Les Brown. I look at him as a pseudo mentor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because to your point, when I first was pretty much introduced to this concept, this idea called entrepreneurship, business ownership, or however you want to label it, I started going on YouTube because I figured I needed something to keep me motivated or inspired. And Les Brown was one of the first speakers I came across. And to your point, like, I would listen to him over and over. I would, on the ride to work.
That's it.
While I was working, lunch. And to your point, like, his message definitely is something that kept me going. It was fuel that kept that fire burning.
It was.
It definitely was. All right, so now that we've covered, again, how you guys started, we talked about some of the ups and downs, what, finding meaning in this, some of the guides and mentors. So for all of those aspiring individuals who like to have their own vegan lifestyle or their cafe, what would you say are some of the stepping stones to getting started? Going from, again, idea to being in business, having your own vegan lifestyle, cafe. What are those ABCs?
That's a great question, bro. And it's like, okay, when we move over into this space, you're asking real questions about, like, can I do this? How should I do this?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, number one, you have to, there's got to be this switch in your brain
Okay.
where you can flip the switch from, hey, I'm just doing what I love, into how to make this a business.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, I used to be in the music business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would always run into folks that wanted to give me their demos, and they want to sing or play some music for me or ask me about, how to get in the music game and give them advice. And here's the reality of it. If you love making music, that's dope. You should love making music. There's a little bit of difference if you want to have a music career.
Yeah. Right.
If you want to make music for your own personal listening pleasure and enjoyment, that's one thing.
Exactly.
If you want to have a career in it, there are going to be some adjustments that you will have to make.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reality.
Very much so.
And so it's like, even with this, if you lead a vegan lifestyle, okay, cool. There's a lot in between leading a vegan lifestyle and making a go of it and making a successful business of it. You will have to take some things into account, and you'll have to adjust your business model. Right? It's one thing to be cooking at home for your own personal taste buds.
Right.
And for your own budget and pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to go to scale, it's like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you know what? I think I make like $1 on this particular widget or item.
Right.
But really, you don't make $1 because you haven't done the numbers. Maybe you might actually lose 20 cents.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's okay when you're only making 5 of them. Right?
Exactly.
When you're making 5,000 of them,
it's a lot more than $1.
Right, every month, over the course of a year, you're running a losing business.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you're like, man, I don't know why this shit ain't working.
Off of a 20-cent loss at that.
Off a 20-cent loss, bro. And so, I think that, I think I'm like the perfect example. It's like, I'm gonna hop out here and do what I believe in and love. That's cool. And you're gonna catch a couple of these upside the head.
Exactly.
Like, okay, now I gotta figure out how to make this sustainable. In order for me to continue to do what I love, I must make it sustainable, or I won't be doing this anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's where, you got to get out here and you got to be okay with feedback.
Yeah.
People are going to give you some feedback that you don't necessarily like all the time. They're not going to already tell you you're great and that your product's great.
Exactly.
You're going to have to get that feedback, and you're going to have to adjust. And then the market is going to give you feedback. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, you like this dish, but other people don't seem to like it.
Right.
And it's sitting around, and you end
up
up throwing it out. Right. Or, hey, you don't really like this, but people love it. Mm-hmm. It flies off the shelf. Get out the way. Give the people what they want. Mm-hmm. And so it's this kind of course correction. You're always course correcting as you're moving through it. And proof of concept. Like, you got to be okay with proof of concept. It's like, I reference, like the music business again. We used to make records. We have the producers, writers, the artists would be in the studio, and we literally be in there for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Working on one record, right? And you hear this record over and over and over. And you're a part of the creation of this record. It was nothing before, and everybody came and added this part and that part, and you made this contribution, and they made that contribution.
Now it's making a little dish.
Right. At the end of 8 hours, everybody in there loves that record. Mm-hmm. They think it sounds amazing. Right. You listen to it on the big speakers in the studio.
It's a hit.
Man, we know we got a hit.
Right.
Okay, we call that studio ears. Okay, let somebody else hear it.
Mhm.
And they be looking at you square in the face like,
Are you sure?
right, man, I don't hear that. And so we got to be okay with like proof of concept. Like,
Yeah.
let some other folks try it. This is like, I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and they got products they working on, right? They got a whole product line. Like, not one, they got like 12 products they working on.
Mhm.
And they ain't sold not one. And they're investing in inventory, and they're investing in research, and they're investing in packaging. Man, let somebody try that out first.
Facts. Before you put that
Nobody
capital in
might
there.
not like it. They
Right.
might not want it. It might, before you do all that, test it out. Proof of concept. So that's a big thing, man. You know, that entrepreneurs just skip right on over. I love it, so everybody else should love it.
Mm-hmm.
It
It
don't
ain't how it
necessarily work that way,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
It
not how
doesn't.
it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. All right, so making sure that they, like you said, get that switch flipped in their mind, going from understanding that it's bigger than just a passion. It's bigger than just what you like. It's what does the customer. So it's like becoming passionate about what the customer is passionate about.
That's a great way to put it, bro. That's a great way to put it.
As opposed to being passionate about what you like.
Right. That's a great way to put it.
So as an entrepreneur, it's not necessarily about the product, but it's about becoming passionate about what the customer is passionate about, finding some meaning in that, and again, just not quitting.
Not quitting.
Not quitting. So, again, we talked about adversity earlier, and you've kind of like alluded to some of the ups and downs that you've had to work yourself through. When those moments of adversity hit, what were some of the things that you went to kind of, like I said, maintain that sense of inspiration and motivation to keep taking action and moving forward?
Vision.
Vision.
I'm big on that.
Vision.
I've been able to visualize myself through each and every obstacle, each and every hurdle. I've been able to visualize myself through it. And, you know, if you can't see it, it won't happen for you.
Exactly.
And so I continue to see myself successful at helping people. I continue to see myself on the other side of adversity. I continue to see myself how I would like for things to be, how I would like for them to be set up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hold on to it. So that is something that I could always count on to pull me through.
Vision.
Vision, man. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. And man, let's not overlook discipline.
Yeah, 100%. Because you gotta stay disciplined. The discipline is what keeps you focused on the vision.
Absolutely. Because vision, sitting around, not being productive, doing all those things that we like to do that we know are not productive.
Mm-hmm. That's literally what discipline is.
It is.
I saw a Nick Saban video, and that's basically how he described it. He was like, discipline is doing the things you know you need to be doing when you don't want to do them.
Man.
And then discipline was also not doing the things you know you're not supposed to be doing
when you want to do
when
it.
You want to do it,
right? Everybody else doing it. Like,
right.
But
so discipline is key. Yeah.
We back to Les again. Les Brown said, "I'll do the things today because tomorrow I'll have the things that others won't. I'll do the things today that others won't do because tomorrow I'll have the things that others won't have."
Yep.
And I'm big on that. I'm willing to pay the price.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to pay the price. And that's another thing, man, that has come. I've just started to understand this recently. Because I go so hard,
mm-hmm.
people think I love to work.
Yeah.
They think I love to work, like I'm addicted to working.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
I'm addicted to achieving things. I'm addicted to seeing things come to fruition.
Yes.
I'm addicted to creating change. I'm addicted to having results and outcomes, man.
Exactly.
To have something come from just a thought,
Mm-hmm.
just a thought, and bring that into fruition and be able
Beautiful
to
thing.
bring that to the marketplace and to be able to share that thing with lots and lots of people, man, come on. And it's something that's helping people. That's what I'm lit up by. I'm not lit up by coming in here working 7 days a week, man,
Right.
for 7 years. My God, I like to have fun too.
Exactly.
And so when we start talking about that discipline thing, it's like, man, I have the ability to stay laser beam focused on the task that is at hand and get it done.
I like that you specifically said laser beam focused because as I've learned over the years, like that's really what it has to be. And to some people, that can be viewed as radical. However, from my point of view, I've only seen people who have radical focus achieve radical success.
Absolutely.
And that success not necessarily solely being, financial, but like you said, experiencing that sense of meaning and fulfillment. So I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is being an entrepreneur is like money is just there more so as a byproduct of like that you achieving those feelings of fulfillment and meaning. Absolutely. So like you said, the more you do it, the more you helping, the more you giving back. Like that's really what it's all about. And money is just the byproduct of you providing that value.
Absolutely. I mean, that's back over in Les's lane again, and some of the other people that I really love, and is like, man, if you can figure out how to show up and provide high amounts of value
Mm-hmm.
in any situation and in people's lives, you ain't never gonna be without no money.
Yep.
You will not be. Figure out how to make yourself valuable in any situation, how to show up and bring large amounts of value.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we concentrate on.
Yep. I know growing up, in my mind, I always thought it was about talent. You had to be talented or you had to, like you said, be a genius.
Right.
But over the years, what I've learned is, to your point, it really just boils down to like how valuable are you? And the beautiful thing about that question is you can make yourself as valuable as you want to be.
Absolutely can.
Especially nowadays with just the access to information that we have, and somebody's like always sharing how to do something. And so, just through, like you said, looking at interviews like this, someone's going to be able to get some piece of information, some nugget of wisdom from what you shared, and that's going to make them valuable in their space.
Absolutely.
More valuable, I should say. So,
love it.
All right, so as we round third base on home, let's go ahead and end off by making sure people know where to find you. So let us know, like, where can they get involved with the Beyond Vegan lifestyle?
Absolutely. All right, so there's a few different things happening here.
Okay.
So there's Beyond Vegan. Okay. Beyond Vegan runs a cafe. We're located in Los Angeles at 6208 West 87th Street.
Okay.
We're in Westchester, really close to the airport.
Yep.
If you're flying in or out, it's a great stop off. We're close to Inglewood. We're close to Playa Vista, Playa del Rey, El Segundo, Westchester, all that. You can come and dine in and have a hot meal. You can grab something to take out.
Yep.
We also do meal prep.
Yep.
That's how we started, as a meal prep business. You can get on a meal plan where we make plans that are in accordance with Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide. It's what we call an alkaline approach to a plant-based lifestyle. It's great for people that are transitioning, and it's also great for people who are already in the lifestyle. They just need access. They need somebody to make it easy for them. We got over 80 plus different recipes. It's on a rotating menu. These meals will just show up at your door. If you are outside the radius, so anything within 50 miles from the cafe, we will deliver your meals to you.
Nice.
Right to your doorstep. If you're outside that radius, we will also deliver the meals anywhere in the United States. We'll put a box on.
We got nationwide shipping.
Nationwide shipping.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
So all they gotta do is just go on the website.
Yep, they can go on the website, beyondveganlifestyle.com. Hit us up on any of the socials, Beyond Vegan Eats. Then the juice is its own brand also. So Juice Bay, that's the brand. Cold pressed juice, aqua frescas. We do sea moss
delicious, by the
gel.
way.
We do sea moss drinks. We do smoothies. Those are available for delivery anywhere in the country also. And that's got its own brand, My Juice Bay. And then we got the herbal and nutritional supplements. We got a full line of cleanses and detoxes. We source herbs from literally all over the planet. We bring them in, we have them ground up into fine powders. We mix them, we formulate them, we encapsulate them. Those are available for shipment not only all across the country, all across the world. We have clients in Africa, clients in New Zealand, clients in the UK, you name it. Um, and so, yeah, we just really wanted to be a one-stop shop for health and healing and nutrition.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Beyond Vegan Lifestyle, Mr. Cameron Moore. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you for having us in.
Thank you, brother. I
Like you
appreciate
said,
you
make sure y'all go check out beyondveganlifestyle.com
Yep.
for all your vegan needs.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.